Hey y'all, if you're like me, holiday can be so much fun, but it's a huge stressor on my wallet. This holiday season, we want to find joy and contentment without breaking the bank. Let's dive into some practical strategies to keep your finances healthy while celebrating with your loved ones. So, we're going to hear about how to set a budget, set expectations with family and friends, and get creative. Let's make this holiday memorable for all the right reasons. So, hey, we want to help you survive the holidays beyond just finances. We have a tons of resources and practical help in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Let's jump in.
Hi everybody, my name is Cole Williams and I am a certified financial planner. One of my favorite things that I get to do as my job every day is walk folks just like you and me through the process of saving and investing for their goals, for living a life that ultimately aligns with their values and doing so in a financial context. So my goal for today is that we would walk through just a few practical ways to look through the Christmas season as an opportunity to a big idea, big practical way to improve this holiday season is to set a spending budget and actually stick to it. And that's the key, right? A lot of us, we will start, some of us don't like the word budget at all. For many of us, it's like this terrible word that we would rather just not even think about. But I'm really going to encourage you this holiday season to step into the idea of budgeting. And I think there's an easy way to do it that sets you up for success that a lot of people aren't doing, and want to talk about that a little bit more. And here's why it's important, right? What we know is that, and I'll tell you from my own experience working with clients, is that many times we meet with them in January and February after the holiday season is in the rearview mirror, and a lot of times they say to me, well, Cole, I lost track. I thought I had it figured out. I thought I had a plan for how I was going to attack Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of the things this year. And lo and behold, I'm waist deep in credit card debt, or I just didn't hit and make the kind of impact financially that I wanted to make this holiday season. And so it's important to set this up as a way to go in and prepare for what you're going to spend, okay? So here's an idea. You have two numbers, okay? Everybody's got two numbers that apply to them every single month. And these two numbers that I want you to think about are what is coming in, your total inflows, or what I'll call it. That's through paycheck if you work. That could be through other sorts of income, Social Security benefits, things like that, that you receive. And that represents your take-home pay for that month. Okay, so you're going to start with that number, and then you're going to calculate one other number. And I promise you, yes, I love doing math. I'm not going to make you do a ton of math today. So the second number that I want you to calculate is your outflows, your uses of your cash. A lot of people call this expenses, and sure, most of where your money is going is probably to keeping you alive, to keeping you sheltered, all of those things. But it can also be for other ways that you're using your money, right? It could be saving for certain goals. It could be paying off debt if you're trying to get back to square one there. It could be that you're giving to causes that you care about, or you're contributing to accounts so that they can grow for the future. Whatever those uses are, have that number in mind too, of what you spend every single month, or what you use every month. And then what I want you to do is a little subtraction problem. So take those outflows, subtract those from your inflows, the money that you're making, and you're going to fall into one of three camps, right? Every single person will fall into one of these three. And the first one is that it's positive. Second one is that it's about the same, right? Your income and your expenses or your outflows are about the same. And then there's that third category where your outflows are actually greater than what is coming in every month. So I want you to think about it. Which area do you land in? And it's a math problem, hopefully a simple one. If you're in the positive category, congratulations, because you're actually in the minority of people, of Americans at least, where your income is actually greater than the outflows, the ways that you're using your cash. But that doesn't mean that you're done and you can just click off of this video and go about your day. I still think there needs to be intentionality there. So when you think about over the next few months, let's say especially November and December, where we get really into the thick of the holiday season, you've got Black Friday, you've got Amazon Prime Days, you've got all these different events that are coming up. It's going to be really tempting to spend that money and to use that money on things maybe that you didn't have a plan for going into it, but it's a great opportunity or it's a great sale and you want to make use of that. Here's my encouragement is calculate what that difference is every month. And let's say it's $500 a month, just to keep numbers easy. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at November and December over those 2 months. Your gap is $1,000, right? Over those 2 months, 500 times 2. What I want you to do is decide now what you're going to spend towards holiday extras, right? The things, parts of your budget that you're going to spend towards Thanksgiving, Christmas, getting ready for that. Maybe you're going to host folks this year, have some family come into town. Maybe you're flying out and you've already bought the tickets or you're about to buy the tickets, or you're going to drive to go see someone and there's expenses related to that. So think about what that budget is for you. And then what I want you to do is maybe take a little bit off of that. So if it's $1,000 over 2 months, think about it in terms of maybe $800 or $900. The idea there is that if you go over, like many of us do, you're still okay. You're still less than that $1,000 over those 2 months, right? But if you decide today, hey, I know what I spend, I know what I make, I'm going to earmark $800 over the next 2 months to these types of things, then I know everything's got a price tag, right? Every decision that I make about living into this Christmas season and this holiday season is about making that work, making it fit within that. And the goal is hopefully that's not a restrictive thing so much as it's a permission to spend thing, right? If we know we've got this much, we get to decide how we're going to use that, how we're going to budget our money for that. So that's my encouragement to you if you're in the positive camp, is decide what that is that you're going to spend and then go spend it, go use it, right? Have confidence there. Let's say you're in the middle category, right? So the income minus your outflows are about zero. So I've fallen in this camp several years where it's been, there's not a whole lot of extra and I've got to make it kind of work. How do you do that? I think there's a couple things that I would suggest of ways to take advantage of that. One is you can find areas of your budget that maybe it's okay. You can go a period of time without those things. If you're like me, you love going to Chick-fil-A or Chipotle or something like that, and you're spending money on eating out, or maybe there's a subscription that you have, Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube TV, some area of your spend that if you're honest with yourself, you probably could live without for a little while. Like, it's okay. And what I want you to do is consider those sorts of areas. You can be the author of this and decide what you're going to cut out, but just do it for a temporary period. Okay, that's okay if it enables you now to have confidence in how you're going to attack the holiday season, how you're going to go into that and walk into that. So I want you to do that if you're in that middle category. And it's a temporary thing. You can start back up in January with whatever it is that you were foregoing for that period of time. Okay, let's talk about that third category. Okay, a lot of people, this is where you're at, if we're being honest, and that's not a shameful thing, that's just a reality thing, is that your expenses, your uses of cash right now, actually exceed the money you're bringing in. And that's a tough situation to be in. Let me be the first to admit. I've been there. And I think when you're in a situation like that, it's all about really the next thing I'm going to talk about, next practical way, and that's setting and maintaining good expectations with other people. If this is the category that you fall into, then it may mean that the best thing that you can do this holiday season is not about giving to others gifts. It's okay that your oxygen mask is on you before you try to put an oxygen mask on others. So that's my encouragement if you fall into that camp. Just think about areas of your life that might need to change or might need to look a little bit different in order for you to get back on track, back in a place where you're able to spend and live in financial freedom.